Okay, students, now we look at what we can do once if we are given the circumference and nothing else. So, given the circumference of the circle, you can use the appropriate circumference formula to find the radius or the diameter of the circle. You can use that information then to solve problems. So, for instance, a circular pond has a circumference of 628 feet. A model boat is moving directly across the pond along a radius at a rate of 5 feet per second. How long does it take the boat to get from the edge of the pond to the center? So, step 1 is find the radius of the pond. So moving over to our workspace, we have the circumference. First, as always, we will switch to a less ridiculous font. And we know that the circumference equals 2 pi r. Now we're going to enter the values that we know. The circumference of the pond is 628 feet. So 628 feet equals 2 times 3.14, the approximate value of pi, 3.14, times the radius, which we still do not know. Now we're going to use some basic algebraic maneuvering. First, we are going to divide both sides by what we get when we multiply 2 times pi. So we have 628 feet equals 6.28 times r. Now we're going to divide that. I'm going to write it out like this: 628 feet equals 6.28 r. Go down a line, draw the division line, space, 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 space. Draw the division line. This would be a whole lot easier if I was free writing this, and we divide both of that by 6.28, which has no units, because it is a constant. All right. Now, by dividing both sides by the same thing, you get to cancel out it on 1, and 628 divided by 6.28 equals 100. So we have 100 equals, and the 6.28s on the other side cancel each other out, r. So our radius equals 100 feet, because feet were the only units that we were using. And now we have completed the first step of the sample problem. But that is not the only step. We also need to use the time. So find the time it takes the boat to get from the edge of the pond to the center along the radius. To do that, you divide the radius of the pond by the speed of the model boat. So you have 100 feet, and this time we're going to use this divided by symbol because it's a simple problem, divided by 5 feet per second, and this equals 20 seconds, because the two feet units cancel each other out. It's going to take the boat about 20 seconds to get to the center of the pond. Now, let's pop down a little further where it says analyze the relationship. So Dante checks the answer to step 1 by multiplying it by 6 and comparing it with the given circumference. Explain why Dante's estimation method works. So, and then what if? Suppose it's a model boat traveling at a rate of 4 feet per second. How long would it take the model boat to get from the edge of the pond to the center? Now it's your turn. A circular garden has a circumference of 44 yards. Lars is digging a straight line along the diameter of the garden at a rate of 7 yards per hour. How many hours will it take him to dig across the garden? That's another two-stepper problem. Set it up, figure out the circumference, figure out his rate.